the snarky one-liners behind the scenes, which was what you would expect. It's like being in our radio booth, you and I and Frostberg and Teicher. You have no idea what's coming out of someone's mouth next, just like in the movie.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no. Trying to predict that next line of dialogue, no chance.
So now a little bit more on Kevin Durant before we get to Tyrese Halliburton. Kevin Durant gets dealt to the Houston Rockets a day ago, a couple hours before the NBA Finals started. Kevin Durant is on stage asking questions. That's great. Rockets gave up way too much. We talked about that. Now, that being said, what's the best way I can say
You have to like it.
I sort of like the deal, but I only sort of like it.
Sort of like it? You really like Jalen Green, though. That's the part that's really kind of vexing you in a lot of this.
But you give up your leading scorer, and you give up another really good piece. Like Dylan Brooks is like that agitator that's a good defender that hits threes. Like, he's not just a guy you say, all right, like if you're giving, this is a trade to make the money work on, not to say, hey, we're going to make out on the deal. Like, oh, we got rid of a guy we had to get rid of. We got a young star. We got a really good role player. We got a bunch of draft picks. We got everything, and we had to get rid of the guy. I don't understand. It's like, hey, I really have to sell this car by Wednesday. Really? Yeah, it's a good car, but it's got a lot of miles on it, and I'm hoping to trade it in, and I'm hoping to get, hey, if they give me like, $2,500, I'll be happy, but I got to do that. I got to get a new car by Wednesday. And you go to the dealer says, I love this car. I'm going to give you $15,000 exchange for this, and I'm going to give you coupons for free car washes at this place right here. I'm going to give you a coupon for 10 free oil changes, and come. Oh, wow. Thanks. I can't believe this. This is what I'm getting. That was the Rockets trade for KD.
Trying to get that extra value add. No, but
and by the way, because they did that, like when we bought our car a year and a half ago, they said, hey, we have a thing. We give you 40 free car washes. That's what we give everybody. Yeah. Great. Guess what? Car wash company they gave to us, out of business. Went out of business like a month later.
I was going to say, either out of business or you have to drive to somewhere in City of Industry or something.
Right around the corner. It was really close. I'm like, oh, awesome. And then we went to get the car wash the first time. Yeah, they had closed. Come on, man.
What was there in its place? Was it at least a McDonald's or something?
No, it's just a closed car wash. It's like not even there. Not been there. We drive by once in a while. Go, no, if they got that back. If they got it back. No.
This is where you invest in one of the trucks that you load up with water and you create your own car wash in that space.
Boom.
Because you can probably operate for a long time before they figured out the ruse.
40 free car wash. It's like, okay, that's perfect. We'll get our other car wash too. It's awesome. No. Oh, they're out of bed. Part of me felt like hey, throw it in because we know they're going out. Obviously, they have an agreement with them. Yeah. Here's free car washes. We know they're going out of business. Doesn't matter. Throw them in there.
Well, that was always the worst. The end of school year things of like, hey, here's the free meal. Hey, great. Here's your straight A's. Like my kids would get hey, go over to the Rita's Italian ice and all of that, the soft serve. And it went out of business. Yeah. This doesn't work anymore. Can I have something else?
Yeah, 100%.
What can I exchange this for? I got nothing. You got 40 free car washes. Good on you.
40 went down to 0 really fast. Yeah,
well,
40 to 0.
Depreciation once you drove it off the lot really hit in a big way.
But the thing about this KD trade, right, why I just kind of sort of like it, right? Do they have a guy now they can go to at the end of games? Yeah, because that was a big thing for the Rockets is not having a guy. Like, who's going to be their guy they go to? Well, all right, we need that guy. So they did that, right? That's why I sort of like it. But Kevin Durant is a guy, honestly, at this point in his career, he gets his, right? That's what he does. He gets his stats.
But that's
the
thing,
points, right?
Is how much of that is different from what you had in the 23-year-old.
Right. He gets it. He gets his points. And so, yeah, but it's Kevin Durant and make sure. Okay, you know who else thought they were Kevin Durant away from winning the championship? The Brooklyn Nets and the Phoenix Suns. And this is when they had him, younger. When he was coming back, he was still in his early 30s. Both those teams thought Kevin Durant was going to lead them to somewhere, and he led them nowhere.
Well, you know what? You know why he didn't lead them anywhere? Because his shoe was too damn big.
Well,
if his shoe wasn't too damn big and he hits that shot, boom!
All of a sudden,
the NBA world changes as we know it.
If Kevin Durant was still really that good, other teams would have jockeyed in. Other teams that are more championship ready would have jockeyed in and spent money to get in. But instead, it was a very small market. You didn't hear a lot of teams want to talk to him. Normally, you would hear that. You would hear, oh, here's an offer for this team, an offer for this team. But it was the Rockets' trade, and it happened. I mean it. The Nets thought Kevin Durant's going to lead us to a title. Okay, well, that didn't happen. All right, well, we went through. But he had great players around. It's not like it was just KD.
But that's the thing, though.
They had great players around him. It didn't work. But same thing in Phoenix. They had great players around him. Didn't work. Now suddenly, it's going to work in Houston? Yeah, sorry. KD gets his points. Okay, that's what he does. Is he going to make you a championship team? No. Will they win some more games at the end because KD will make some shots? Yeah, in theory, as long as he's still Kevin Durant, because, again, getting to his late 30s. That's why I only sort of like because I love KD is still a terrific scorer, but this team fitting in right here, he's not going to lead you anywhere. And you brought him in to be the missing piece. If you brought him in and he was going to be like your third guy and say, hey, like if the Lakers brought him in and say, hey, okay, you know, it's Luka and it's LeBron and we have KD. Okay, well, that I can be down with because, all right, well, KD now is going to be able to pick his spots. You're not relying on him as much. You still have other big scorers, and he can pick when he gets hot, unlike any other player in the NBA. But you brought him in now. He's the missing piece. He's the guy we're going to go to. And again, he's not led his last couple of teams anywhere. What makes you think this is going to be different? He's not led anybody anywhere in 6 years. 6 years it's been, Mike. So this is not suddenly just going to happen in Houston.
6 years. It's like we're talking about those ratings. Highest since, hey, all those years ago. Yeah, so Green goes out 21 a game. Sengun sticks around. He's at 19-1. A couple of guys at 14. You got an ascending Amen Thompson. And this is where you get into the devil, you know, the details. The devil's in the details of the deal of the guys you got to keep is that you do have a number of other young players that are in their second, third year to rise up, and then veterans like Van Vliet still hanging around. That you also re-signed your coach to a long-term deal, so you've got him around, so it runs through him. And for Kevin Durant, well, they tried the star building in Brooklyn, and that didn't work. They tried the star-laden build in Phoenix, and obviously that didn't work. Whatever you believe about that back and forth, we talked about at the end of last week with DeMarcus Cousins claiming they were having a bunch of fist fights. And then Durant's like, that didn't happen, brother. What are you talking about? And he goes, my source is one of your teammates. So, you know, that's neither here nor there, but swirling in the backdrop of all that. So, you know, now you go to a squad that's built for team. Right? It's not star-laden. You are the one star. You're also in the Shaqness or big leprechaun version of Kevin Durant. Of how many jerseys has he got now? I think someone said he's got the full rainbow, depending on which jersey he's wearing over the course of his time in the NBA. But you bring him in, the opportunity. They are the fourth favorite to win the NBA title right now. And he gets to, you know, reignite any hatred he may have. Mm-hmm. Latent hatred with OKC. As soon as he misses a shot, Mr. Unreliable becomes the backdrop. But the Thunder at plus 220, Cavs at plus 700, Knicks at plus 750, even with no coach, and the Rockets at plus 850. And then there's a gap before you get to the